Here comes to the part 4 of present perfect tense. And today we are looking into the subject-verb agreement in present perfect tense. But what is subject-verb agreement? In order to understand the subject-verb agreement, let's go back to the basic. Let's take a look at the component of a basic sentence first. A basic sentence would normally include these elements. The first one, subject. Subject is the one who does the action, and so we call it the subject. And then you have the verb. The verb is the action. What's happening? What's going on? And then the last part, you will see object most of the time, and the object is the one who receives the action. So the action in this whole sentence is the verb, hug. Who does the action? I, right? So I is the subject. Then who receives the action? Who receives the hug? My sister. So my sister is the object. So you have to remember, in a basic normal sentence, there should be a subject, a verb, and most of the time you will see object too. So just now we've seen a sentence, I hug my sister. You know that the subject is I, the verb is hug, and the object is my sister. And now take a look at the second sentence. What has been changed? What is different from the first sentence? Yes, it's the subject and the verb form as well, right? We've talked about verb form in the previous video. You can see that the subject is changed from I to mom in the second sentence. And because we've changed the subject, we need to change the verb as well. Because mom is a third person singular subject. That's why in simple present tense, we need to add s after the main verb. So you can see that if we use different subject, even the actions are the same, we may still need to change the verb forms in the sentences. Just like here, if I use I, then there will be no s in the verb. If I use mom, there will be an s added to the verb. And this is what we call subject-verb agreement. The verb needs to agree with the subject. You can think about subject-verb agreement as a pair of couple. There are perfect match couples in this world. Just like the subject and the verb agreeing to be each other. Take a look at these two couples. The first pair of couple, the subject is I, matching the verb hug without s. And the second pair of couple, the subject is mother, matching the verb hugs with s. They are the perfect couples. But what if you mix them up? You match the wrong verb to the wrong subject. What will happen? They are no longer perfect couples. If you accidentally add an s to the verb hug for the subject I, oh no, they are not perfect couple anymore. If you match hug without s to the subject mother, it's wrong matching too. They don't agree with each other. The subject and the verb, they don't agree with each other. They will argue. They may even break up. So remember, when you do writing, don't match the wrong couples. Don't match the wrong verbs to the wrong subjects. You're ruining relationships. Remember, the subject and the verb are like perfect couples. They need to agree with each other. And that's why this is called subject-verb agreement. Just now, that was the example for simple present tense. Now what about the subject-verb agreement in present perfect tense? To understand subject-verb agreement, of course, we need to be able to identify the subject and the verb from a sentence. Let's take a look at this sentence in present perfect tense. The subject here is I, and the whole verb is have eaten. But when we talk about subject-verb agreement in present perfect tense, we don't need to look at the whole verb. We only need to look at the auxiliary verb. The action verb, the past participle PP, hence eaten here, won't be changed no matter what subject you use in the sentence. They will still remain PP in the sentences. So we only need to look at the auxiliary verb. The subject in present perfect tense only affects the auxiliary verb in the present perfect tense. For example, here, there are two sentences. The first one is, I have eaten an apple. And the second one is, she has eaten an apple. So you can see that when we use the subject I, we have to use the word have. And when we use the subject she, we need to use the auxiliary verb has instead. So you can see this is subject-verb agreement. You change the subject, the auxiliary verb will be changed in present perfect tense. Let me repeat one more time. If you change the subject, you will use a different auxiliary verb in present perfect tense. But the past participle, the verb, the main verb, the action verb won't be changed. It will still remain PP, eaten in this case. So if you use she as the subject, we have to use has. If we use I, then we have to use have. But the PP will not be changed. So what is the rule of subject-verb agreement in present perfect tense? I believe it's very simple and you may have learned it in primary school already. Whenever we see third person singular subject, we will use has. And then for the all other subjects, we use have. But what are they? Can you explain one more time? Yes, I can. So take a look at these examples. When we say third person, it's really the third person. It's not I, it's not you, but someone else. And if this subject is singular, meaning that only one person, one subject, then we will use has. So what are these third person singular? For example, we have he, she, it. They're third person, one person only, so it's singular. Instead of pronoun, you can also use other common nouns or proper nouns, such as any singular person like mother, father, teacher, student, Mary, Tom, Peter, with the role of the person or the name of the person, as long as they're just one person, singular, and not I or you, then we will use has. So third person singular, we use has. And then for all the rest, the others, such as first and second person singular, or first, second, third person, or third person plural, we'll use have. For example, I and you, that is first, second person singular. We, first person plural, or they, third person plural, or any proper or common nouns, but in plural forms, such as students, Mary and Tom, with more than one person, then we'll use have. So these are the rules to choose when to use has and when to use have. So remember, the verb always needs to agree with the subject. If you see he, she, it, or any third person singular, we use has. When you see all other words that are non-third person singular, we use have, such as I, we, you, they, or plural nouns, we will use have. And the past participle, the PP, the main action verb, won't be changed. So these are the rules for changing the subject-verb agreement in present perfect tense. Hope this video helps you understand subject-verb agreement better and know how to use it in present perfect tense. Thank you!